Howdy all, Wyrm here. Dynamis is a new name in Final Fantasy XIV. First coming to our attention in Endwalker, it's so far played a core role in the expansion, and likely will for the rest of the game's existence. It's a force that extends along the length and breadth of the universe alongside Aether, one that's just as powerful and even more dangerous if the user can fully manipulate it. But this video isn't about Dynamis. I might do a future video on that subject. We focus instead on the Dancers of Aetheris, and how they, without even knowing it exists, have been fighting against the negative effects of Dynamis for a very long time. A quick TLDR. Aether and Dynamis exist as two forces. If you are powerful and proficient in one, you have issues in manipulating the other. Prime example is Meteion, who is extremely powerful in the use of Dynamis, but has little to no ability to manipulate Aether. But there are notable exceptions, one being us, the Warrior of Light. We can manipulate vast stores of Aether, but at the same time, to an extent, control Dynamis. We see such in the heat of battle when we use Dynamis to break through our physical and mental limits, in order to defeat foes that are more powerful. But what about everybody else? Your average citizen, the food vendor, or an artisan, someone who has little Aether affinity. They could, without knowledge or training, manipulate Dynamis. Dynamis is manipulated by emotions, something the peoples of Aetheris have no issues expressing. But back to the dancer. Alongside being performers that dance to the delight and ease the hearts of those viewing, they have a secret art that's been passed down for generations. Rather than explain myself, let's have Rana Migo, our fellow dancer during the job quests, explain for us. We ask her, what is a dancer? She replies, dancers are the shining stars of Troop Fal Siam. We are proud inheritors of the Krieg dance, an ancient form of dance they say dates even before the founding of Radzat-Han. The origins of our art are shrouded in mystery, but there's one thing we know for sure. We are equally at home in battle as we are on the stage. With one motion, we strike at our foes, and with the next, we lift the spirits of our friends, helping them find strength and courage, even when they're staring death in the face. And so it is our calling to travel the realm, bringing hope and cheer to the downtrodden and the suffering. And yet, our true mission goes even deeper than that, as we learned when Mistress Natmira shared with us her long-kept secret. For ages, we dancers have been soldiers on the front lines, in the battle against the unholy force we know as the Totonitans. In times of calamity and strife, when people are at their wits' end, the Totonitans lurks in the shadows, just waiting to pounce and prey on poor and unfortunate souls. It's not my area of expertise, but Kulak tells me that the pangs of anger and sorrow that men feel cause a reaction somehow with the Aether in the air, causing the darkness in their hearts to spread to those around them. Before they know it, they've lost control of both body and mind, flailing about violently. I've heard horrific tales of men who've trampled their best friends, or wrenched their own limbs off. This is the threat that you and I face with Mistress Natmira's aid. Fortunately, we were able to dispel the shadows before any of the people of Eorzea suffered such a terrible fate. While the threat of the Totonitans can never be truly eliminated, not as long as fear and resentment still fester in the hearts of men, I can safely say that Troop Fal Siam is better equipped than ever to deal with this menace. If you're familiar with the main story of Endwalker, Meteion and Dynamis, then what Rana just said may sound very familiar to you. These emotional reactions that dancers fight that lurks in the darkness, and manifest from the negative emotions of those affected, sounds a lot like what happens during the final days. Despite the fact that all this happened before Zodiac's demise and the aetheric barrier failing, Dynamis is a force of nature, and is always present. It seems clear that Dynamis has been manifesting in some form or another since long ago, but due to the barrier keeping Meteion's song out, it was much weaker, thus no terminus beast or the like. Dancers, without even realising it, have been fighting this battle for generations, and will likely continue to do so, as Dynamis is now known to many and will always be a part of the story, wielded by those of heated emotions, ourselves included. So what do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion with you about this. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and check out my channel for more videos. Lastly, consider subscribing to stay tuned about my upcoming videos, to which I have a great deal planned. Thanks all, and now, as always, have a good one.